hopefully you can find your way a little bit in Kum Nye meditation. It's basically becoming still in the beginning. So traditionally people will say meditating is establishing calmness. And that's for many people already meditating, and it's true, but traditionally there's a second component, it's called clarity. Because within the calmness you're going to inquire, you're going to ask questions. What's this, and how's that working, and what's really going on there? So there needs to be clarity. So Kum Nye meditation is not an endless feeling experience. At some point, clarity will bring to light what is really going on. So if the mind turns inward, at first there's not much happening. But for the Kum Nye, there's something happening. There is what we call feeling experience. Maybe first one, and then two, and then it begins to move by itself. Now it's Nye, and this Nye is very precious energy. Because this Nye is not toxic anymore. This Nye is, I don't know if I can use that word, but pure, at least purer. It's not toxic, because once there is toxicity in us, like a worry comes in, it stops. It's almost impossible for the Nye to keep going while you become engaged in something that you worry about. So if it's moving, there's no toxicity. And it's precious, and it's very sensitive. So if something happens on the outside that triggers something inside, it freezes. So we're doing Kum Nye exercise to make this stronger, so that it is less likely to be affected by what happens on the outside and also on the inside. So we're building up the Nye so that the mental patterns, the Rinpoche calls it the appearances within mind, that they calm down. The real meditation that Rinpoche is talking about is when the old ways of being are gone. That's in chapter 49 of Creative Challenge, by Rinpoche's latest book. So when the old ways of being are gone, now we are in, well, Rinpoche writes, in Samadhi. So the old ways of being is not just behavioral patterns, it's not only attitudes, but it's this deep emotional response to things. The problem with emotions is that they always seem so real and justified. So, the other day I was with somebody who is worrying about something, and it's so easy to see it in somebody else. It's much more, we need to be more skillful to see it within ourselves. And not only that, we forget the teachings at that point. So, but in somebody else, it was easy to see this person became worried about something, and then we try to deal with the worry. But the problem with emotions, worry or resistance or becoming flammable, easily, is because the pattern is there. So as soon as there's worry coming up and you deal with the worry, you're actually not helping yourself. Even if you can take the worry away in that instance, the pattern is still there. The tendency is still there. Today I'm upset about this, and tomorrow I'm upset about that. Or negativity, we feel negativity is, but this is reality. No, it's not. It's absolutely not. Don't tell yourself that your negative observations are reality. Reality is open. Reality is flowing. That's reality. And that is for me and myself and seeing in others is one of the painful realizations that we have good experiences. We go on retreats. We do Kum Nye meditation level 1, level 2, level 3. And who knows, maybe another level. I don't think so, but who knows. And we're having all these good experiences. But in Dutch you would say, want puntje bij paaltje komt. Once it starts becoming a little bit more intense, we forget all that. We hear this, it is wonderful. Don't deal with the content because it's a pattern. Oh, wonderful teaching. I really like that. But next time I am worried, it is so real. Everything about it is real. I have to deal with it. My negative observations are real. This is reality. We start talking like that. So it's not. Reality is open. Reality is flowing. So we need to bring in this knowledge of our experience. And how do you do that? Well, in Kum Nye meditation, you do not do it by conceptual strategies. Then I should do this, and then I should do that. No, you build up the Nye. So as the Nye gets stronger, the patterns that support the worry or the upsetness, the negativity, they get less. So the stronger the Nye, the fewer the upheavals, the fewer the agitations. So very simply put, in Kum Nye meditation, don't work with the content of your emotion, work with your energy. So first step is the mind into the body, and then we build up the Nye. How do we do that? We're using bodily movements so that we create inner space. It's very simple. Don't focus on the body so much. Focus on the experience of inner space. So when we focus on the feeling, on the body experience inside, because there is more space, there are more feelings. In the beginning, the feelings are just tension releasing, holding releasing. But very soon, the feelings are very magical. They are communications within and outside. So what you feel something is actually a communication. And in the last chapter of Creative Challenge, which we work with, which is compassion and openness, feelings are the beginning of the excavation of your treasures. So everything that is potentially here, and in Kum Nye meditation, love and compassion are really the main treasures to be found in the meditation part. And we do that in the next few sessions. So how do you bring up the deepest abilities? Nye, strong Nye, with mixing with the breath, the stillness. And then it's the feeling that is excavating these, what Rinpoche calls treasures. Love, compassion, and there are other ones, but those two specifically. So we use feeling, we use breathing, we make the Nye stronger. Then we bring the feelings to the heart. So now the heart becomes the center of experience instead of the content of our mental dialogue. Now the heart becomes the center, because ultimately it is the heart that will lead the way. Okay, we're getting closer. So these are the different steps, but what is really, where's the Kum Nye meditation leading to? And for me personally, it is all wonderful material. But people on the outside, maybe your friends or colleagues, they think, well, okay, calm down, I understand a little bit. But what's coming now, many of your friends and colleagues cannot relate to. They have no idea what you're talking about. And it's easy to be upset about that. It's easy to think, how can I make them interested? And the answer is, don't. You know, as we embody it, it will flow over. Because Kum Nye meditation will lead first to discovering a unity with all that exists. That's very big. But your friends may not understand that. And we may not experience that, but it sounds very good. Okay, if that doesn't sound good, the next one will. Where does Kum Nye lead after this integration on all levels? It actually leads to simply be myself. So Kum Nye meditation, yes, it's calm, yes, it's clear, yes, you can ask questions, but where does it lead? That I can simply be myself, not somebody who responds to external circumstances, but simply embody what is here. Now your friends and colleagues may say, well, what do you mean? I'm already myself. I'm always myself. Under all circumstances, I'm myself. At work and at home and when I go to a game, or everything, all circumstances, I'm really myself. I don't understand why you would want to simply be yourself, because I am already. Just copy me. He said, no, I don't want to copy you. But do not compare yourself with your friends. If you like this sentence, simply be myself, then this is for you. It's private, it's personal. You don't need to share it with anybody else, except for people who speak this language too. We are not better, we are not more stupid. Either colleagues and friends may think there's something loose up here. You have to find yourself. You're 70, you still have to simply be yourself. It's the most wonderful thing to simply be myself, because whatever is here, which is life, all of life, I'm embodying all of life, will come out. So after we have done these steps, there are 4 qualities that we need to develop to make the meditation experience stable. So we can calm down a little bit, we can become clear, we may have good feelings, we may have a relationship with our heart, we hear maybe even some energetic responses to our questions. But it goes out of the window when things get difficult, or when we're not watchful, when we're not in class or on retreat. So the 2 things that I want to mention in the next 5 minutes, on the one hand, there are 4 things we need to embody to make the Nye stable. That's the key, the Nye. The Nye is the magic potion. 4 things. Number 1, we need to embody stillness. Number 2, we need to embody alertness. Number 3, and it's for some of us very new, we need to embody readiness. And number 4, we need to embody don't know. Not I don't know, because of course you know a lot already, but on this deep level, the only way to go to simply be myself is to forget everything that we have learned and that we have taken on. So instead of embodying conditioning, rules, how to live, how we're supposed to be, instead of embodying self-image, instead of embodying I would like praise and not blame, much of my energy is going into wanting praise and avoiding blame. And of course in the societies, gain, to try to gain more. It's a major principle, certainly in the business world, but everywhere. Gain and getting more, and to avoid loss. So instead of embodying gain and avoid loss, we embody stillness, alertness, a readiness, and don't know. My experience is, and at least theoretical, that these 4 counter all obstacles that we come across. So, number 1, what I wanted to discuss is these 4, and this will stabilize the expanding, the ongoing Nye, these 4. And it counters all the obstacles. Sometimes I mention in retreats what obstacles are, and I don't get anywhere with them. There's nobody getting excited about the obstacles, but we should get excited about the obstacles. Now, there are 2 obstacles that people get excited about, but the first one, not at all. Say the main obstacle is laziness, distracted mind, and cell phone. Cell phone. Yeah, sounds good. But as soon as there's a break, they check the cell phone. There is quite a few studies being done on the impact of cell phones. Not only, which is what Kum Nye Meditation does, it says, watch what's happening on your message, it will affect you. But the research that's being done is it has an impact on your Nye. Now becomes interesting. They don't say Nye, but they say on your energetic flows, it has profound impact. It messes it up. It makes things flow in a chaotic manner. I'm not an expert on that. But that's why you keep your cell phone here and not the whole day here. Or don't wear it on your body so much. Put it in some pouch or something. Anyway, that's not the point of Kum Nye meditation. And anyway, it doesn't help anyway. So, and then the traditional ones are forgetting instructions and sinking, or getting very excited, or making things happen, or, ooh, this is a lot. I didn't expect this to come up in meditation. So withdrawing, those are obstacles. But the two that people really respond to, number one, obstacle, because the goal is simply be yourself. So we're talking on a very deep level, not 5-minute meditation on sitting on a bench. Deep meditation, the obstacle, one of the obstacles is not having a good relationship with your parents. Because the parents are like the coat that you're wearing. The body is given by the parent. So yes, they also did the conditioning and the training and the education and all of that. But in the Kum Nye meditation, it comes from the Tibetan tradition, it is essential to have a good relationship with your parent. That does not mean we have to like them. It does not mean we have to agree with them. It basically means you have to accept them. So you accept them as they are. Accept. This is who they are. Some people love their parents, good for you, but many of us have some difficulties here and there, so accept the parents as they are, without becoming personally engaged in how they are. Now, of course, we were when we grew up, but now it's different. Accept them as they are. This is a secret way, secret in the sense of hidden way of how to work with obstacles. Because obstacles will become much less forceful, they become weaker when we accept them. Accept your resistance. Accept your resentment. Accept. Instead of going with it or fighting it, accept. So accept your parents. And the traditional teachings would go, they did so much for you, they carried you, they took care of you, you didn't know anything and you couldn't do anything. So, but that's all mental. The heart is to accept them as they are. Accepting is number one, and then two, start listening to them, not in the sense of whether they are your parents and what you're supposed to do. No, listen, there's a voice there, and your mother and father, dead or alive, there's a voice. Can you just hear the voice without getting engaged in the content? Just listen. Listen what they're saying. It doesn't have much to do with you at all. Listen. So that's the parent obstacle. And then there's another obstacle, and that's a really fancy one. And Rinpoche writes in the introduction to Living Without Regret that. And that's the obstacle that we will encounter, I would say the last obstacle. But I'm not really a complete expert on this. I'm just beginning Kum Nye meditator, so I'm just sharing what I'm learning. I don't know if there are more obstacles, but the obstacle is not knowing where we come from, not knowing where we're going, and therefore on a deep level confused about what we're doing here. And that's where Kum Nye meditation leads. So I say it one more time. Not knowing where we came from, not knowing where we're going after death, it makes sense that we are confused on a deep level. Not, we have a job, we have family and friends. On that level, we're not confused. But there is some kind of deep, deep restlessness. That is the ultimate goal of Kum Nye meditation, to address that as follows. So, the stage that we are reaching is the mind in the body, the feeling, the breath, joining the feelings to the heart, making the heart center, letting the heart speak, let the heart listen, feeling unity with all that is, simply be myself. in that context, once we are simply be ourselves, we can address this last hurdle, confused about where we come from or where we're going, because at this stage in Kum Nye meditation, because we are simply being ourselves, our greatest quality from the Kum Nye meditation point of view is love. Now love sees. Love can lead the way. When love is the main center of experience, it will shine a light in our lives and our path becomes clear. So a vision of your path, you will feel you're on a path. It's not specific, has nothing to do with your job, probably, nothing to do with your relationships, probably, although all those can help or work against you. But the deepest result of Kum Nye meditation is that there's a path that you feel you're on that is secure. When that happens, this confused about where we came from, where we're going, diminishes. We are feeling secure because we are on a path. So that's where Kum Nye meditation is leading.